Hey, what's up? It's Bill Smith. Welcome back. QAnon updates came through last night. Big money Q drops. We're going to hit it right now. We're going to go full steam right into it. There's three major stories that Q is dropping. I'm going to tell you about the three of them, and then we're going to cover one. So the most important thing to look at is that the U.S. Secret Service is on high alert. This is the last drop, and it came right before midnight last night. Q says there's panic in D.C. because the leverage over Trump has been fully depleted. There's extreme chatter right now. He also says the emergency messaging system tests are more frequent the past month. We'll see about that. How many top medical researchers found dead in the past 5 years? Why is this topic relevant now? Why does the U.S. taxpayer subsidize meds for the rest of the world? So this is big story number one, and it has to do with the cures for cancer, AIDS, and all kinds of other stuff we don't even know about. We also don't know who's been controlling our CDC and our medical research in this company. But to answer the question, why does the U.S. taxpayer subsidize meds for the rest of the world? It's because we got money and they don't. Okay? It's a lot easier to milk the U.S. taxpayer, the public coffers in the United States, the biggest economy in the world, than it is to pull money out of the middle of Africa and Ghana and what some people might call S-hole companies or S-hole countries. So he's saying, what if cures already exist? What about the billions provided to fund and cure development? Sheep. These people are sick. Well, we're going to talk about that. Q also says make sure the list of resignations remain updated. I know some people are putting together a really big Google document for that. I'm doing Flushgate videos. I haven't done one in a week. It's just been hard to keep up on it, but based on this Q post, I'm going to go back and redo those, one for each day that I've missed. So expect those updates on their way. It says, when does Big Pharma make money? Curing or containing? Well, that's obvious. There ain't no money in curing stuff, you know? That's a one-time gig. You keep someone on meds for the rest of their life, that is a very, very motivated consumer. Mind is going to be blown by the chain of command. Now, I'm going to talk about this in a second. Now, the other two big stories in here are there was a raid in China, okay? There was a raid in China somewhere. There's this building over in Shanghai, okay? This window was opened in order to minimize a blast blowout. That looks like a gun. I'm not sure if that's important. Maybe it's a lamp post. I don't know what that is, but this thing, they're saying basically someone over there helped them. They knew what was coming and they were able to get in there. This is talking about the stuff over in China. All right, China. And then this is the other stuff. This is the other third big story that Q is dropping. And he's recycling something. Now, I've posted it a couple times in comments. I don't know if I've mentioned it in a video, but Snowden is dirty. Okay, Snowden, this is why they made that movie about Snowden, so you feel sorry for him. I thought he was an American patriot, but Snowden was a CIA asset. He was planted into the NSA as a security contractor, or a whatever contractor, and then he leaked out all of the NSA's materials, all of their spy weapons. And the CIA did this to disempower the NSA, because the NSA was the one thing that the military still had on its side. Talking about John Perry Barlow. Okay, now one thing to notice is that in another video I talk about Seth Rich, and Seth Rich got outed after he published the Podesta emails. Podesta did not get hit in a phishing attack. Podesta got leaked by Seth Rich. I think there's going to be more stuff come out about that. But whenever he posted to WikiLeaks, okay, this guy named John Perry Barlow, who just got taken out, had set up their anonymous file drop. And then we all know Seth Rich got outed. He got clipped. Nothing he could do. So he's dead, right? Snowden was the cause of that. Snowden's dirty. Snowden is the enemy of the state. He's a wolf in sheep's clothing. Don't trust him. Now, right down here, I skipped this earlier, but this tweet says, the nation is on alert for Trump firing acting Attorney General Rod Rosenstein, a prelude to blocking progress in the Mueller investigation and eventually firing Mueller. Those who believe in the rule of law must be clear in saying firing Rosenstein is a red line Trump cannot cross. All right, now it's in the Q post earlier talking about this Rod Rosenstein red line, and it's because once they do this, okay, we're going nuclear. The whole thing's over. Once they fire Rosenstein, okay, Mueller investigation is ended, and then they start indicting. I mean, they've already indicted, but they'll start making arrests if they haven't already got these people already. I'm going to move quickly back here because I think the most important stuff on here that concerns a lot of people watching this video is this stuff right here. Cancer, AIDS, mine will be blown by the chain of command. Now, hang with me here, all right? Hang with me. On the left is a picture of Acting Attorney General Rod Rosenstein. On the right is one of the big four Nazis, Himmler. Look at him. Look at him. I almost want to take the time to flip Himmler's picture or flip Rosenstein's picture so you can look at them from the same angle so your brain will just get it even more, but I don't think it needs to be any more apparent than this. Okay, Rosenstein is Himmler's son. You heard it. Rosenstein is Himmler, the SS Nazi son. And why is this important? Well, it's because Rosenstein's sister, okay, works as a director of the National Center for Immunization and Respiratory Diseases. Okay, respiratory diseases are a big deal. And immunizations, I can tell you this, I got immunized early, but after the 90s, they started doing that MMR vaccine, people coming up with autistic kids. It's an autism vaccine. That's what they're giving you. They're giving you an autism vaccine. And it's disgusting. Again, okay, Rosenstein. Rosenstein's sister, Himmler. People, the Nazis have been running our CDC, all of our health development, everything. I mean, who knows what they've been running, but this is the clearest evidence that I've ever seen that the Nazis are still in control, and they've been in control. It just, my mind is blown over this. So here's a guy over here talking about this shot heard around the world was a plan to assassinate Trump. It wasn't Trump freeing the people. Okay, the shot heard around the world was supposed to be a Trump assassination attempt, and if you've seen those pictures of the Black Caucus talking about Trump needs to be shot right now, fairly telling stuff. Stuff's about to go down. Here's a article about the Malaysia Airlines flight MH17. Okay, this happened a long time ago. Not a long time ago, back in 2014, I guess. On their way to an AIDS conference. Okay, all these people on their way to an AIDS conference. Now, I'm not sure if I got the right plane. Okay, but I read that there was 4 people, I think, on the same flight. 4 people on the same flight that owned the patent for a new kind of semiconductor. It was supposed to be like huge deal. And the weird thing is these 4 people were on a patent with Jacob Rothschild. And when they went down in that plane crash and they died, Jacob Rothschild inherited the patent as the sole owner. So it's interesting that 100 aid researchers and 4 guys for a semiconductor patent, the biggest one probably to come through the pipeline in a long time, all die in a plane crash. We're talking about timing right here, okay? So the CDC stuff. Now, I covered this in the Flushgate video. I'm going to make some more Flushgate videos because Q's calling it out. He's saying we need to track the resignations more closely. I know people are doing that in text format. Thank you, whoever's doing that. Okay, you're doing everybody a huge service. I'm going to go back and I'm going to make videos for each of those days so we don't miss anything, at least in video format. But this happens on January 30th, 2018. CDC director steps down. Well, what happens right after that? 2 days later, February 2nd, 2018, cancer breakthrough? 97% of mice cured in a Stanford vaccine study. And I read this. I read this article. I haven't read the study yet, but the article says that it cured all kinds of cancers, not just where they shot the mice and the tumor. It cured all kinds of stuff. So that's interesting stuff. I think that we're about to see cures for cancer make it out to the public. Real cures. Things that actually solve the problem. Now, another thing that I'm just going to mention, I'm not going to pull up an article, but I read something about Trump freeing up some natural remedies for this stuff. People have already figured out they can beat cancer, certain types of cancer anyway, with diet. I guess we found out in 1976 through a government study that marijuana can reverse tumors, shrink tumors. And my girlfriend's grandpa had cancer, caught it early, and he was able to reverse it and cure it by eating a large amount of apricot pits. So the seeds inside of an apricot. So I think we're about to see some cool stuff here. If you got cancer, or if you have AIDS, or you know somebody that has those types of ailments, help is coming, I promise you. The other Q post talked about medical researchers being found dead. Now, this happened not too long ago. This is back in November 2017, so even during the Q post, these people are still offing people. Medical researcher found dead at UES Hospital. This is in New York City. I guess New York to the rest of the world. But we'll take a look at what he was working on. They're looking at a possible overdose problem, but here you go right here. Doing postdoctoral research on colon cancer and a stem cell lab. So I can tell you where we've gotten to, people. Okay, the science, just the basic level science, has empowered so many people that it's almost nearly impossible, I think, to contain the cure. The cure has been there for so long that it's like no duh to a lot of these people. And now I think a lot of these people are getting closer to these other types of remedies. So I hope you got something out of this video. Please like and subscribe if you feel like it. I'm going to make a couple more videos. The other two big stories in Q's post today was founder of the internet dies, Snowden's dirty. Snowden is the one probably that leaked out all that NSA information to help the CIA, not to help us in our individual personal liberties. And somebody was gotten over there in Shanghai. From what I can tell, from what I read at a glance, talks about Barack Obama, Hillary Rodham Clinton, George Soros. And that would make sense because I read some stuff the other day that said China is the only one holding out hope on full level globalization. They got more to lose than anybody. We're also fighting a Cold War with them right now in the South China Sea, if you didn't see that Navy corruption video I did. Anyway, this is Bill Smith. Keep paying attention. This is going to be a huge Q day.